Hello everyone, it is your boy Winster. I'm back at it again with another video. Today we are doing a deck profile, a updated deck profile of Dragon Link post-release of Monstrous Revenge, the newest Battles of Legends set. But before we jump into the video, I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who is watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. And if you haven't done so, please consider subscribing to the channel. We recently just passed the 800 mark, which is ridiculous. So a huge thank you. And if you are watching and you're not subscribed yet, hopefully after watching this video, you do consider that subscription. And if you haven't done so, please turn on the notification bell to help you stay up to date with all the new content that will be dropping on this channel. Also, if you guys want to check out my other platforms, I'm going to make sure I link those in the description. TikTok, Twitch, Twitter, Discord. Go peep the Discord, is fairly active, so if you guys want to jump in there, discuss Yu-Gi-Oh, you know what it be. I also do other content like fighting game related, so if you're looking for that, you're more than welcome to jump in. But let's go ahead and jump into the newest deck list that I've put together. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. I play a total of 42 cards. There are a lot of flex spots in this deck, and I think that's what makes Dragon Link so versatile. Even after all this time since it's released, even though there's not like a real archetype for Dragon Link, the deck has always been strong. I think over half of the entrants at my local were actually on the deck. But the reason that it's so strong is just there's so many extenders in the deck. Everything that can special summon itself is another body that you could use to extend. Obviously versus the deck, there are a lot of blowout cards like Nibiru, Droll, and Logboard, by far the most impactful ones, and probably the most impactful deck card versus this deck is D-Shifter, and that is just running around amok, considering that Kashtira is still a very powerful deck. And we are playing triple copies of Seifert, honestly the best normal summon in the deck. It is just ridiculous how versatile this card is. You could go ahead and normal, and then you could send it off for constant, search White Dragon, Black Dragon, whichever one that you need. Or if it's in the grave, you could add Lubellion back from the graveyard back to your hand, or Chaos Emperor Dragon, or Chaos Dragon Legionnaire. It is just limitless what this card could really bring. This is honestly the best starter. And of course I play White Dragon, Black Dragon. You're usually going to search these off of Safer, or you're going to search them off of Chaos Space, another broken card in this deck. I played the one Chaos Dragon, the Dragon of Armageddon. This is one of the flex spots. You could play the deck without having to play this card. However, anytime that I'm deck editing and I want to have a reason to take this out, it gives me a reason to play the card. Adding a banished monster in a very specific moment is critical. Destroying everything, special summoning this, destroying everything, burning your opponent, and then start building another wall is amazing. So just keep in mind that this card is really expensive too, so I think another reason why some people don't play it. But if you want to make space and you want to play a tighter build, this is definitely something that you can't cut out. And then of course I play Chaos Dragon Legionnaire. This is searchable off of the Chaos Space. This is also retrievable from the graveyard if you have Seifert in the grave. This card's phenomenal. You could summon it multiple times because the summon effect is not once per turn. Onto the Rokket cards, I play double Rokket Tracer. Some decks are playing the third, and then I play one Rokket Caliber. The reason that I do play the Caliber is because I want to have a different name in the deck, and I just don't want to be locked just to searching the Rokket Recharger off of Tracer's effect. And then of course we play the one Rokket Recharge, and then I play the one Alps Router. A newest addition to the deck, straight out of Battles of Legends, Monstrous Revenge, I play the double Assault Synchron. Now, in some builds, I am seeing that they play 3 copies of this, but I found 3 copies to be really bricky. And also, its effect, when it special summons itself and resolves, it locks you into Synchro monsters as long as this card is face up on the field when you activated the effect. If you bring it out another way, it doesn't lock you. But I do want to point that out, considering that we're playing Dragon Link and a lot of our extra deck monsters do require a Dragon monster. It's hard just to link this off into something so we could go ahead and clear the board. So he usually needs another monster to go along with him. Onto the Bystials, I played 3 copies of Bystial Magnamut. This card is absolutely ridiculous, man. It's a level 6, so you could go into Synchro 10 plays in situations when you have this or any level 4 tuner. And even on top of that, you don't even need a tuner if you're playing Chaos Angel. At the end phase, gives you a dragon other than itself from the grave or deck. Absolutely ridiculous. I play triple copies of Lubellion. This is definitely a flex spot, the third. I definitely would say that you need 2 copies of this card in the deck to play it, but I don't think you absolutely need the third. Does the third come up? Of course, because it's just another copy of Magnum Hood if you really think about it, or whatever Bystial that you need at that exact moment in time. But it is definitely a card that you do not have to play a third of, and considering how expensive this card is, I understand. I play 1 Baldrake, 1 Druid Worm, and then I play 1 Serenir. I see a lot of builds playing 3 copies of this. Obviously, you're going to want to dump the Lubellion so you could go start extending and going to other plays. But I really think that you only need 1. You could potentially play the 2 if you really want to see the Lubellion in the grave. I don't think it's absolutely necessary. 1 is perfectly fine and has been working for me. So on to the hand traps. So I do play hand traps. I play 4 hand traps in total. When I was building, I wanted to get the most impactful considering the format, considering what are the more popular decks currently, and I wanted to get the best hand traps, the best ones for a blowout. So I played 2 copies of Nibiru, of course, and then I played 2 copies of Droll and Lockbird. I think these are the most impactful next to Shifter. And of course, I don't want to play Shifter because that card's a blowout versus me, but I think these are by far the best in the format currently. Onto the spells, guys. I play triple copies of Chaos Space. If you're playing Dragon Link and you don't play this, don't even talk to me, TBH. This card is phenomenal. It searches White or Black Dragon. It searches Armageddon Dragon. It searches Levy. It searches Lubellion that gets you into the Bystial engine. This card is phenomenal. And on top of that all, this activates in the graveyard, banishing itself, returning something that can't be normal or special in the graveyard back to the deck or where it came from, and then drawing a card. Absolutely bonkers, man. This card is phenomenal. Of course, because we play Dragon Link, we play the triple copies of Quick Launch. The fact that this has not been hit on the ban list is insane, considering that Rokket Dragon Link is growing in popularity. It might, considering how well it does. It may get hit, but the fact that it's not once per turn, you could summon multiple copies of cards, absolutely insane. And then, of course, you got to play the 2 bricks. We play the Boot Sector Launch and the Dragon's Ravine. The newest additions to the deck, guys, I play 2 copies of Tuning. You can play a third, but like I stated earlier, playing 3 copies of Assault Synchron was getting a little bricky. I don't see myself having a reason to play a third Tuning. I'm even considering turning this down to 1, but it's really great searching the Assault Synchron, the only Synchron that you play in the deck, and on top of that, it mills a card. You have so many great targets: Lubellion, Serenir, Absolrouter, Safer. There's just so many cards that you could mill off of this, and sometimes when you're playing your combo and your opponent just hand traps you to death and you can't resolve anything or you can't get anything into the grave, since you have so many targets, this sometime is going to be a great miller. Couldn't get anything on the field or get a body or get something to stay face up, and all you need is something in the grave. Definitely a great way to get something into the grave. So if you have an extender in your hand, you're going to be able to plus off of that. I play 1 Thrust, and then I play 2 copies of Triple T. This is definitely a great ratio, and this ratio has been working out for me. Thrust is such a great card. It searches Triple T, it searches Chaos Space, Post Side. You could search Harpies, Feather Duster. You could search Evenly Match, Erratic or Epidemic Virus, Lightning Storm. There's so many cards that you could search off of Thrust. It's just amazing. And honestly, Thrust has single-handedly won me games. Considering how good it is in this deck, because you are prone to a lot of hand traps and your opponent's more than likely going to activate some on your turn and then still control a monster, Thrust is usually going to be live all the time. So it's just absolutely insane what Thrust actually can do for this deck. And then the last spell in my deck, I play the 1 copy of Regain. I've seen some builds play 2 copies. You definitely can do that, but I think it's more than enough with just the 1. This card is absolutely insane, man. You could special summon any Bystial from the grave when your opponent normal or special summons when something's banished light or dark. You could shuffle it back, not limited to your monsters. Shuffle it back, draw a card. Just so much advantage. You could put white or black dragon that's been banished from the banish zone back into the deck. You could go ahead and put striker dragon, because us Dragon Link players usually know that sometimes gets banished, especially if you're playing the black metal dragon package with Red Eyes Darkness. So this card is just so good in this deck. It's ridiculously how strong this is, and I could potentially see this card getting banned or limited or hit in some sort of capacity. The last card in my deck, I play the one branded beast. This is definitely one card that people are cutting out, but I find it really useful. Yes, it can be a brick, and you also have to control a Bystial. But onto the extra deck, guys, I play one striker dragon to search the brick boot sector launch from our deck. We play one Bystial, so we could go into Borland. It's a pretty long combo, but you definitely need this card to end on that Borland. And then for our Link 2s, we play the one Spheres. This card is just insane, man. Send something back and then special summon mandatory effect, which is absolutely insane. It tributes for Khan, so it also plays around Nibiru. You could definitely play 2 copies of this card, and I see a lot of builds playing 2. But right now, so far, I've only ever seen the need to play the 1, but it does come up enough where I may consider it in the future. And then I play the one dark. This card is also insane. It gets you help into level 3 plays if you play like Unicorn, but also gets rid of some very troublesome cards, but definitely a card worth playing in my personal opinion. I play the one Romulus to search the other brick from our deck, which is Dragon's Ravine. We definitely don't want to open that. And then as our Link 3s, we play the triple burst. I definitely want to play Nightmare Unicorn. It's come up too often, and it is a very useful card. And also considering that you mill or you discard a card, you could go ahead and send something of value from your deck to, or from your hand to the grave to activate the effect. So definitely something worth considering playing Nightmare Unicorn, guys. And then of course, man, you have to play the Axis Code. This card is still too strong in the current format, can be responded to, very easy monster to go into. And then I play one of the Underworld Goddess. This is definitely a flex spot. You don't have to play this card to play the deck. I'm even considering taking this out because it's just so much of a commitment, right? You have to have at least 4 of your monsters and 1 monster your opponent controls, or 1 Link 2 with 2 effect monsters and 1 monster your opponent controls. So it's just so much of a commitment. And don't get me wrong, getting around problematic cards that your opponent controls very easily without really activating anything is phenomenal and negates everything on the field, but it's just so much of a commitment. I'd rather much see other cards to stop my opponent from playing. And then of course we play the one Berlin. This card is phenomenal. Special summons, negates, can't be responded to. Amazing. Onto the synchros, I play one Boral Savage, easy level 8 that this deck could just throw out. And then we play one Scarlight, just in case of time. And then we play one Excel Stardust. This card is great to go into level 2s with Assault Synchron. It special summons it non-targeting. And then onto our level 10s, we play the Chaos Angel. This card is insane. Not needing a tuner is just phenomenal, man. People were definitely sleeping this card when it first dropped because it fell down to like 30. I think is the lowest I saw, but now it's like skyrocketing up to like $60, which is absolutely right. This card is just phenomenal. Not needing a tuner is just so insane, man. And then we play the one Despater. And lastly, we play the one Barone. On to our side cards, guys. We play the one Gamma Seal, and then we play the 2 Santa Claus. The reason I play Santa Claus is I just want to make sure I get over problematic cards that my opponent controls and just tribute them off, and then bring this bad boy out is just insane. Yes, they draw a card, but who really cares if you're just going to kill your opponent, honestly. I played triple copies of Contact C. I'm testing this card out to see how it goes. Considering I don't play Ash, I don't really have a answer to Despia. Yes, the Bystials are a great matchup versus them, but still, I want to make sure I at least have some sort of coverage. This definitely fucks with Tearlaments. This definitely fucks with Dragon Link in the mirror. This definitely fucks with Branded Despia. I think it's a very useful card. Again, still in the testing phase. I may take it out to add something else, but I think it's pretty useful for the times I have used it. And then I play triple copies of Dark Ruler No More. And then I play 2 copies of Cosmic Cyclone. I'm considering even playing some back row removal in the main, considering how strong Labyrinth is. And I want to make sure I have some sort of answer for them. And then I play the 1 Harpies. And then I play triple copies of Rivalry of the Warlords. This card is great considering that mostly everything in your deck is dragons, so it's very useful. But remember guys, I am still testing a couple cards out, like Context C. I'm still testing it out. I'm thinking of adding like maybe Epidemic Virus, maybe adding Book of Moon, maybe adding There Could Only Be One, Goes in Match, cards like that. I'm still in the testing of everything. I may even add some more back row and take out Santa Claus, because you could just use kaijus instead of Santa Claus. I want to make sure that I have everything covered, guys, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that deck profile. Okay guys, so that is going to be it for the deck profile. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. Hopefully that you guys gained some knowledge off of it and gave you some ideas of what you could play in your Dragon Link. I'm having so much fun. It is fun to play the game. I think I said it earlier in one of my deck builds, is that I built the deck a long time ago and I just never took it to locals. Now that I'm taking it to locals, it's just performing phenomenally. It's crazy that so many Dragon Link players now, but I definitely hope that you guys enjoyed the video, and please be sure to leave any kind of feedback, guys. If you guys want to make your guys' viewing experience a little bit better, make sure you let me know what could I do to change that. I want to make it easier for everyone. Hopefully you guys enjoy these videos, and again, thank you so much for getting us to over 800 subscribers. It's just insane. I want to thank you. We're so close to hitting 1,000, and I do think that we'll hit 1,000 by at least in a couple of months, and that is definitely one of my ultimate goals, guys. But that is going to be it for today's video, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Remember, my name is Winster, and you guys have a good rest of your day. Thank you for watching.